Hello, hello, hi there. Hey, how are you doing today? And welcome to Beatle Brad's channel. Today I'm talking further into my solo albums of Beatles. And today I'm up to George Harrison's Extra Texture. Read all about it. Yeah, okay, there we go. There's my beginning. Yippee, right? Yeah, okay. Anyway, I hope everybody's doing well. But today I'm going to show a few little things outside of the box. Instead of giving you dates and history and all about the album and all that kind of stuff, it's more or less about collecting and having fun, buying and looking for things to do with this album. So what do you say we dive right into this album of George Harrison's Extra Texture, which was the 6th solo album of George's albums in his library of albums. And also to let you know, this was the last of the Apple albums that George was under contract. So this was kind of the end of his Apple run. And kind of an exciting time for George. And this is 1975. This album was released in September of 1975. So let's dive into some exciting good vinyl on this. Definitely. So, Extra Texture, what an album. Very, very interesting album. We could talk a lot about it, and that we shall. For those of you who are not too familiar with this album or don't have this album at all, this is a pretty good album of George Harrison. He was having some throat issues and some other laryngitis issues, which we'll get into a little bit later on in the video. But to start off, let you know each one of these have kind of got like a very nice front to them. Can't even think here right here off the bat. Yeah, it's got a real nice texture to it. Extra texture. Not really in that regards. But it's kind of bumpy. And then the neat part is this is all cut out. The extra texture part where it says here, George Harrison, of course, up top here. But the extra texture, that is really something that is not done in today's world of albums. And since this was cut out like that, it made it kind of neat looking to have a picture of George that when it slid out, it looked like this. So that was kind of neat to have a neat cutout with George. And here's the backing of it with the songs. Let you pause on your own to read some of those. And here's the back picture of that as well. But yeah, this album is my American first pressing. I remember buying this when this came out, this Extra Texture album. And here is the vinyl of my copy of Extra Texture. Very nice. I enjoy this album a lot. 2 songs off of this album that have kind of become hits, which is actually really a big hit, is the song called You. Keep changing this shirt around. You, which is a fantastic song. George kind of basically said that he felt like kind of a tribute to Smokey Robinson when he was doing that song. So that was kind of neat. And the other song, which didn't really become popular until after George passed away, is Can't Stop This Guitar From Crying. Kind of a neat song, but yeah, really didn't have much of a hit on its own beforehand. You know, it didn't come out as a single or anything like that. At least I don't think so. Maybe you guys might know better than I do on that one. I'm not sure. But the album was really kind of neat. The way the texture of all of that. Different countries did it. Some did, some didn't. But we'll show you some of those. This is my CD version of Extra Texture. And this is kind of the American CD that I got. And this is kind of neat. How many of you kept your long boxes? Yeah, this is the George Harrison long box to the album. And you can just take the CD out, which I did that to kind of preserve and keep it in good shape. But there's the back of the box. Really pretty neat. Isn't that cool? But yeah, in America, we had long boxes. So did you have long boxes in the country that you're watching this from? I get a lot of viewers from different countries, and you know, maybe you guys can tell me if you got that or not from your country. So that's kind of neat. And a George Harrison pin from that period. And next up is my first pressing from UK. This is the 45. So that's pretty neat. I really like that. Great, great looking. And the 45. Very nice. It's in great shape. Sounds good. Sounds really good. Yeah, great copy. Set that aside. I can't get it here right now. Next up is a very cool, very unique promotional poster. So that's kind of neat. Well, it's kind of an ad, actually, out of a magazine. And it's got the cutout here as well. And I put these in, get them laminated. I go off to the store and get them laminated so they're better shape so they won't tear. So here you can kind of hear them the way they sound. And then here's the back of it, just to kind of prove to you that it is the real thing. A lot of people say, oh, that's fake. It's just a piece of paper. Well, it is a piece of paper, but it's laminated, but it is out of the magazine. Some pretty neat stuff in this one. Let's see. I really didn't look at the back too well to take a look at it, but that's neat. But anyway, yeah, very cool. Very nice cutout. So basically what I'm showing you is a lot of different variations, just some rare stuff and some fun stuff for this album to have you think outside of the Beatle box when you're out and about, or the George Harrison box set. Okay, something like that. But yeah, so if you're out and about and you're kind of roaming around and you say, hey, that guy on YouTube, Beatle Brad, showed that. I might pick that up just because he was talking about it and saying something about how neat it was. This is very rare. This is extra texture, George Harrison. But this copy is from Uruguay, and this is all laminated. The whole thing, I didn't laminate it. It was already laminated, and it opens up, and it's laminated. And this is, like I said, from Uruguay, but it's an original promo first pressing. So yeah, very unique. And like I said, there's no cutout on this. There's no extra texture on the cutout. I'm gonna milk that today in this video. So if you're tired of it already, just bear with me. But yeah, it's it's an ongoing joke. And this one is on Apple Records, so it's kind of uniquely different. And here's the back of it as well. Yeah, but very nice, very rare. I do not know if that one's too much available. I don't really see that one too often. Kind of a cool one. And as we were saying earlier, or as I was saying earlier, talking about George Harrison basically started off his tour in 74 in that kind of regards and kind of carried it through a little bit in 75 with Ravi Shankar. This is a CD bootleg of the concert, and this is good. It's not bad quality. It's actually pretty good quality. Yeah. George Harrison had a lot of throat problems. Really good high quality disc there on manufacturing. 2 CD set. George's voice was really having a lot of problems. Like I said earlier, he had a lot of laryngitis problems, and he was gargling a lot, having a lot of issues and a lot of problems. So he basically was really kind of fed up with the tour, that's for sure. And he wasn't doing too well with it all. And then this is the second one that I've got of George Harrison. I know it said 74, but it's basically 74, 75. George Harrison concert tour, which is kind of neat. And then out of this book, which I highly recommend, a very, very nice book. Some cool pictures in here during the extra texture period. Those are really nice. Yeah. Show you some more. And here's some pictures of George in concert in 75. Got one more to go. So, but anyway, I hope everybody's doing well out there today. Hope y'all are doing great. That's for sure. I'm glad to have you with me. That's for sure. I definitely am happy to have you along. I'm watching my videos. Yeah, my wife thanks you because she gets tired of hearing about Beatles stuff all the time. So for me to vent it out and tell you and talk to you, it's kind of a lot better. Shirt just doesn't fit that well, so I keep moving it around. All right. Forget about the shirt, right? This is my 45 from America. Excuse me. And this is the American one. Very nice looking 45. Glad to get that. And like I said, that's a nice American pressing. I can get it back in its sleeve. That's always the difficult thing. You know, you always have a tendency to wreck stuff if you're not too careful with putting stuff away or other stuff. I know I've got some other things on Extra Texture, but you know, you just can't find everything. It's awful hard to find it all, that's for sure. George Harrison, another ad promo. This is out of Rolling Stone magazine. And like I said, I got it laminated, which kind of keeps it in better shape. There's the back of it, just to show you that it's an original ad for George Harrison. And it's advertising you. You, my viewer. Alrighty, next up is the 1975 first pressing. I have to read it off. I've got it printed on my jackets. This is pretty cool. Pretty darn rare. And this is from Taiwan. Yeah, kind of neat. Kind of fun and rare. And like I said, it's just the record goes in there. But see, there's no cutout in this one either as well. But this is a first pressing. But yeah, they didn't want to have a cutout in the jacket of it. So I'm going to reach for the record as I take time out here. This is actually sounds really, really good. You may say, Beetle Brad, what's it sound like? It sounds really, really good. It's a recording. But yeah, very unique, very different kind of different label on that one. So that's really pretty neat to have. And then to show you this one, which is the 180 gram when they reissued them. Here's my sticker. I still have it in the plastic wrap of this album. So this is all still in the original shrink wrap as well for this album. And this is nice. And it's got the cutout. They went back to having it cut out. And as you can see, there's my price tag of what I paid for it. But yeah, it's kind of nice that they went back to that of the cutout. And this is a 180 gram vinyl. And very, very nice. Very beautiful sounding. Is this George Harrison's best album? Probably not. Is this George Harrison's worst album? Probably not. So it kind of falls in the category of in between of all of his other albums. It's not the worst, but it's not the best. But it's certainly a good album to where did I put my remote? It's a good album to listen to and a good album to enjoy, that's for sure. So I'm really glad to have it, really happy to share it with you. What do you think of this album? Just out of curiosity, comment down below, let me know. Do you have this album? Do you like this album? Do you think the songs are great? There's a lot more other tracks that I didn't even get into for this album, telling you about. But this certainly does have its merit of standing up as George's album, that's for sure. And it's a good one. It's got some good stuff on there. I think You, the song, is probably ranked up there with probably in my top 5 songs. But yeah, it's a great one. But like I said earlier, let me know what you think of this album. Do you have this on CD or do you have this on vinyl? And if so, what do you think of it? And I really would love to hear your comments down below. Thank you so very much for being here. Thank you for being a part of my channel. And Beetle Brad really appreciates you being here. And as I say on my channel, I'm out of here. Take care, everybody. See you on the next video.